Some of the best early season trout fishing anywhere in New England takes place on ponds at ice out, which means it's happening pretty much right now. And credit where credit is due, the WD-40 fly pattern, which was developed by Mark Engler of the Duranglers Fly Company out west, really cannot be beat for that kind of application. Now, as with most fly patterns, there are two adjustments that we like to make to this fly that account specifically for how trout rise to it in the upper water columns. And those adjustments lead to some of those days where every cast is being met with a take. Let me show you what those two adjustments are. So in my experience, this fly is nothing short of superlative, but I do always chuckle a little bit when I see tires, and this includes Mark, work diligently to situate a wing case on the top of this pattern. Because firstly, I like to use as little of my materials as I can get away with. But secondly, it's completely unnecessary. And it tells me that that person probably isn't tying this to fish it in the way that I think it is best fished. This pattern isn't going to be a mid to low water column pattern. It can be. Hypocritically, I often fish a Griffith's gnat under some split shot, but the fish more or less aren't supposed to be seeing this fly from the top. Instead, when you're tying this, you should focus on the color, the contrast, and the profile of the fly from below and from the sides. Trout are going to be taking this from the film of the water and are only going to eat it if it contrasts noticeably with the lighting or the sky conditions. And a wing case on the top really offers no upside there. In fact, it might actually detract slightly as it limits the amount of surface area in your dubbing to rub floatant into. Hot tip. So as you can see, we have three colorways here of how we like to tie this fly. We have a yellow, kind of a PMD variation. We have a midge pattern with black and silver wire, kind of a zebra midge. And then we also have this more neutral, kind of gray / silver / white version. Today, we're going to be tying the PMD version. So let's dig into it. So for our hook, we're going to be using a size 18 dry fly hook. This one's a Mustad, but any size 18 dry fly should do just fine. For our thread, we're going to be using a Danville 70 Denier in this soft yellow. We're also going to be using just a few fibers of mallard flank. These particular ones are from Hairline. They're in the big pack of the naturals. We're going to be using a UTC silver wire, small size. And then finally, we're going to be using a very fine dubbing. So I find that the normal standard Hairline dubbing does the job. You can also use a super fine, as I do for some of our lighter blue. Either one will work okay, just so long as you make sure to be very discerning with the amount of dubbing that you're applying. So we're going to start by applying our thread to the shank. So again, with small hooks, and I've said this in some of my other videos, you always want to be very intentional with the amount of thread that you're putting on. So we're not going to wrap all the way down, we're not going to wrap all the way back, we're just going to come to the halfway point, and then we're going to pluck a few of our mallard feathers. Usually when I sit down to tie a lot of these, I can go through maybe 15, 20 flies and only use a single mallard flank feather. I'm only using maybe 4 to 6 of the fibers at one time. Again, super small fly. It doesn't require a lot for the impression of that little shuck. So we're going to take those fibers, we're going to trim them down to size. We're going to measure it out so that they're about half of the shank length. I'm going to switch over to our offhand and then tie in those fibers as we go back. Now, whenever I tie in some sort of tailing fibers, I always like to make sure I put 1 or 2 wraps under those fibers to prop them up and splay them out. So I'll go ahead, come back up to the top. It looks like our thread is a little frayed. I just came back from a 2-day fly fishing tournament and my hands got super dry in the silty water there. So they're starting to crack and that makes fly tying a little harder, but we'll clean it up and it'll be just fine. So as you can see, really nice tied in little tail, just a few little fibers to give it the starting impression of some sort of fly hatch as it is beginning to emerge. So once we have those tied in, next we'll turn to our silver wire. Now, the small size on this is incredibly important. I like to make sure that I can show anywhere between 5 and 7 segments on the body of a size 18 fly. I think it helps catch the fish's attention. If you're using a darker pattern of this fly, it helps add a lot of contrast. And even if you're using a lighter fly on overcast days, the silver wire will still catch the light in a way that the underbody of the fly just can't. So we'll tie this in and we'll try our best to keep it right on top. So we'll tie this in, we'll just go down once, all the way to where we left off with our mallard flank. We'll come all the way back up, clean up the point end of that wire that we tied in, and then we're going to, in very close but not touching spirals, begin to wrap this thread on the way up. So in Mark's original pattern, he only uses the thread body and a little bit of dubbing with the mallard flank as a wing case over. He doesn't add the wire. And I found when I'm fishing dark patterns, like the zebra midge variation of this, if I don't have that ribbing on it, I just don't get the same number of hits and takes that I do if I include the ribbing. So it's become kind of a standard go-to for me. So we'll go ahead and wrap forward our wire just about to where the thread is currently sitting at, which is maybe 1 hook eye back from the actual hook eye. Actually, I think was able to fit 6 or 7 in there this time. So we'll go ahead, catch this lightly, secure it once by wrapping in front and behind, and then we'll wrap it 2-3 times down toward the eye and helicopter the wire to break it free. We're then gonna wrap back down to about the 1/3 mark, and we will wrap over some of those final wire ribbing wraps. And this is where we're gonna reach for our dubbing. I really can't emphasize enough. Be very, very, very light with the dubbing. If you think you have enough, have it from there. So this is just the very, very lightest amount of dubbing that I could possibly grab with my fingers. But even this is still a little bit too much. So I'm gonna take a little bit out of that. And that is what I'm left with. So we're really going to focus on just dubbing the very upper part of this. And you can see maybe it is a pinky's width of dubbing noodle. Go ahead and make sure that's tight. We'll wrap it 1, 2, 3, finish on the front. Then we're gonna get our whip finish tool and add 2 3-turn whip finishes. And we're gonna be done with this. So 1, 2, 3, one more. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. We'll cut the excess, and that is going to be our slightly improved WD-40 fly pattern. So the way we like to fish this in the brook trout ponds here in Maine is as a single or a tandem rig. So we'll tie maybe one of the yellows on the front, and then maybe we'll do a zebra midge variation on the back, or maybe we'll go for a zebra midge on the front and the lighter variation in the back. It's always good, I find, to fish at least 2 different colors, just in case you haven't correctly identified the lighting conditions and the flies to match it. We like to fish this on 6X tippet. Normally, we'll fish it without an indicator, just trying to loose line it. So we'll cast out, we'll usually give it 1 strip so that we can establish contact with those flies. And then from that point, we're just going to be doing 1 or 2-inch pops using a slow figure 8 retrieve. Try this on your home trout pond waters and we think you're going to be very, very pleased. So if you like this video and this fly pattern and want to see another guide pattern that our clients use to catch here in New England, please subscribe to our channel and check out this video, and we will see you next time.